podcast. Keisha said it, Rodney meant it. Podcast, y'all. Do y'all know what the topic is today? Rodney, tell them what the topic is today. Maybe you should say
The topic of today is single mothers
it.
versus baby daddies.
Absolutely. Single mothers versus baby daddies. I'm a little nervous about this one, I must say. I'm real relaxed in this moment, but I'm just, my hands are up. Please, men, do not shoot, okay? Please.
You think they gonna come for you?
I mean, I think they're gonna come just for the overall, just females, period. I'm not taking this as a personal, individual thing. Just me, just standing up for women. Because I just go with what makes sense, whatever makes sense, whatever is logical. And sometimes fellas just don't be logical.
Well, hopefully they don't get too much in their feelings.
Huh? We should really start betting money on this. I will win every time.
Think so?
I probably will win every time
I think they
because
gonna.
the
I think they
over.
gonna have some sense today.
Okay, Rodney has
Al
faith in
Jones, what's
her.
good? Al,
Hey,
how you feeling, man?
hey, how
Appreciate you.
you doing, Jones? Shout out to you. You the first one in the chat. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for being here. Y'all, we ready. I think it's gonna be a part two of this. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna say this is part
It
one
might.
of single mothers versus baby
It
daddies.
might. It might
Okay.
need to be one. It might need to be
It
one.
might
Gemini
it
was
might need to
good.
be a part two. Hey, how you doing, Gemini? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, so I come in peace. I'm standing up for for what makes sense and for my ladies. And men, if it makes sense and it's logical, then I'm rocking with you too. I got you.
My weekend so far is good, bro. Kendra was good. Was good. So I want to let y'all know that
Hey,
Keisha.
Kendra.
I want y'all to know that Keisha is 150% standing up for all the baby daddies in here. She ain't
What?
concerned about. She not concerned about none of the baby mamas.
Oh, he's lying. Y'all know he lying, Kendra, and he's lying. Don't listen. Do not listen to him. I thought he was about to say, single mothers or ladies. I was standing up for y'all 100%. He lying. Exactly, cap, Kendra. Exactly, it is cap. You see what I'm saying? See how the men don't have no daggone sense.
So
They
you
don't have no sense.
gotta break the ice a little bit. Break the ice a little bit.
And no, I'm just kidding. I love it. But yes, no, I thought Rodney was standing up for all fellas. I don't really know how this is about to go because I don't know what you would call your status to be. Like, are you a baby daddy? Are you like a father? Are you a single father?
I'm a father.
Okay.
I ain't.
Okay, you're a father.
I ain't.
You're not a baby
I'm.
daddy.
I'm nobody's baby daddy.
Okay.
And only reason I won't call myself a single father is because the mothers are in the child's life. Now, if the mothers weren't in the child's life, then I would deem myself as a single father. But
Of
if
course.
the other parent is around, I can't call myself a single father.
Okay, but you are not considered. So, what is the definition of a baby daddy? Okay, and I say it in that way specifically for a reason because I'm actually really not targeting the guys who actually take care of their kids, and it's kind of like a 50-50. I'm talking about those fellas that only want to see the child maybe once a month and they okay with that, or the mother is the one who has to sacrifice everything. While the man kind of just can come and go as he please, don't want to do anything for the child. That's more so like the baby daddy, I would say.
So my definition for a baby daddy is a sometime ass person.
Exactly.
Somebody that I'm saying low effort, no structure,
Mhm.
no
Mhm.
patience, no assistance. Somebody that's not really enveloped in a child's life. You feel me? Somebody that's putting the thoughts or feelings or the relationship status of the mother in them in between the child.
Mhm.
And a lot of times you get, I hate to say it, I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna get on, I'm gonna get on the ladies too. I'm gonna get on the ladies too, but I'm about to get on the father's heads right now, right?
All right.
Everybody
Okay.
that's, I'm saying, all the dudes that have kids, right? For everybody that's in here right now, I'm pretty sure that you guys are aware that a lot of men base their interaction with or their involvement with their children based on their involvement with the woman. And if the
Mhm.
involvement with the woman drops, a lot of them in that spectrum will not be involved with the children, and that's the biggest
Mhm.
situation that we have. It's like, okay, well, you're no longer having sex with the mother no more, so all of a sudden you don't want to be a dad no more. Like, where the hell
Right.
they do that at?
Mhm. And this is
You're
how
supposed to.
ladies be getting tricked by these fellas because they'll do all of that as long as they getting what they want, and you don't really find out who they really are until something doesn't go their way.
Yeah, exactly. And that be the biggest issue that we have, and then it puts a bad stigma on everybody else that has kids, us men.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, y'all don't be in there unless y'all. No, it's not the case. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us good dudes, we end up with the sour woman that even if we doing everything right, we still catch all that heat. So it's just be like,
Yeah, why does that happen? That's crazy.
because in my
That's
opinion,
crazy.
let's say that woman's been through a lot, right? She's been through a lot of
Keisha.
trauma, right? Now all of a sudden she wants her
Mhm.
power back. So if she gets a
Okay.
guy that's not so aggressive, that's not so argumentative, now all of a sudden she's like, well, this happened to me, so now it's my turn now. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Mhm.
not gonna let nobody get over on me. I'm not gonna let nobody make me feel small, even if the dude is doing everything right. It's just trauma. It's a
So it's just
transference.
trauma, right? Mhm.
Yeah, it's just a transference. It's a transference of trauma. That's all it is.
And then they end up turning into baby daddies, I guess. I don't know. But I mean,
Yep. In a lot of cases,
so
yeah.
basically, yeah, so basically, let's see who, not who we really standing for, but just working on trying to understand both perspectives, okay? So this conversation can also be educational because it can help fellas, it can help you possibly be more understanding and more open-minded of the ladies, and ladies, it could possibly help you be more understanding and open-minded for the fellas. So that way maybe we all can kind of, collectively understand one another or what the other person could possibly be dealing with or going through.
Definitely. Dre was good. Well, good afternoon to you
Mhm.
too.
Yes, we want to take the time to go ahead and acknowledge some people in the chat. Kendra, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Hey, Dre the Dream, welcome. How are you? How are you? What's going on?
We got
And I
Big
said,
Jim
hey
in the
to
building.
say,
We got Tay all
y'all
day in
like
the
the
building.
live. Y'all make sure y'all like the live. Hit that like
Hey,
button.
yeah, definitely. Shout out to the 18 people in the building. Do us a
Yeah, shout out
favor.
to each and every last
Hit
one of
that like
y'all.
button. We got 18 people, 5 likes. Let's try to match that up
Yes,
a little bit.
yes, yes. Can you join? And what are you asking to join in? The conversation? Yes, you can. So, okay, so let's see where we want to start at with this. Okay, so would you like to speak on baby daddies behalf, or I mean,
I'm gonna let you kick it off. Go ahead, kick it off.
okay, so I just really feel like a lot of the ladies, which we, being on here on these podcasts, we are learning how these fellas get down and how they really feel about women, okay? And it's like they are like huge man woman haters, okay? So
Yeah,
I feel like the ladies really take it more. It's more tough on the women, especially, and it gets more spiritual and emotional when you get pregnant. You know what I mean? Like especially for the female, because that is something now that she's spiritually and emotionally going through now that that has occurred. And men are just so quick to either just
Keisha,
leave behind. Yes,
they saying it's a deeper echo now. Hey, Gemini,
it's
is the echo
deeper.
really, really heavy, or is it a
That's
slight
what I was
echo?
saying. Cause I hear it a little bit.
Is it a heavy echo or is it a little echo?
And is it when he talks or when I talk or when both of us speak? I meant to say, yeah.
It
So
just
let us
stopped.
know. I don't know.
Okay, they
Or
said
did
it
he
just
just try to
stopped.
get me to stop? You tried to get me to stop. Is that what you was trying to do? Uh-uh.
Oh, they said
So I feel like, go ahead.
Keisha. They said when you talk, there's an echo.
When I talk, there's echo. Really? Okay. I don't know why that would be the case. Is it bad or is it like can you understand me or not so much?
Is it a
They
is it a
said
bad echo or is it manageable?
let me put it back. Hold on one second.
We can still hear you though. Okay, okay.
Yes. So it's probably the fan that they're hearing.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Let me back it up a little bit.
She got that
All right.
fan on. You know, you
Listen,
gotta stay cool.
listen, it's hot, okay? Um, all right. Let me know, is that better or not so much?
It's better automatically already on me.
You feel like it?
All right, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. Now what was I saying? Oh, I was saying I feel like, the ladies kind of more so the women take it the toughest because that's better. Because guys kind of sometimes they switch up once you let them know that you're pregnant. This is when those baby daddies are formed, you know what I mean, just based off of the response of the pregnancy, as if he's so shocked and appalled, how could this possibly happen, as if he wasn't participating in the activity. But the women to me seem to just, y'all be beating us down.
KC, welcome, welcome. I
Hey
completely understand.
Casey, how are
I
you?
completely understand what you're saying. We all
Mm-hmm.
got to take responsibilities in what we do in the bedroom that created this child. Regardless of what
Mm-hmm.
type of conversations we had, if the outcome is one thing, you got to acknowledge that, okay, yes, I played my part in that. I may not have necessarily wanted those type of results, but
Right.
I still play. I got to share 50-50 responsibility in what we created. And I think a
Absolutely.
lot of people are trying to duck away from that. And it's kind of
Yes,
like, well,
absolutely.
what's that phrase? You make your bed, you got to lay in it.
Yes, absolutely. But they just want to lay in the bed. They don't want to make it. That's the problem. That is literally the problem. They just want to lay in the bed, okay?
Yeah,
Make
true
it. They
that.
just, I don't know what it is they want to do. But once they make it, actually, that is when they go and they flee. Not all men. Now, remember, when I'm speaking on this, I'm not speaking of all men. All men are bad. All men. That's not what I'm saying. But we just kind of speaking on a problem, something that is actually an issue, and it is a real thing. So
Yeah.
a lot of guys do end up impregnating women, leaving them to be single mothers. Okay, and there are some really good single mothers out there, and there are some single mothers who, I mean, we're all doing the best that we can do, but maybe some just not doing as great as they should be doing. While Papa is just living his best life, standing on the
True.
bar, head throwing back shots somewhere.
Let me ask you a question. Do you feel that when people are having kids, they should first
Hmm.
want to be in a solid longevity type relationship first?
Hmm.
Not
I
saying
gotta see which
marriage.
perspective should I look
Not
at
say,
this.
not saying marriage. I'm saying the people that are having children together, right? Should they
Hmm.
want to be in a relationship, a committed relationship, before even doing anything that's going to risk bringing children into the situation?
I mean, of course, I just want to say just be cautious, because at the end of the day, we are human species, and that is just a part of human nature and what humans do, right? But that's why you take precautions, so that way you do not end up in that type of situation, So I mean, for me to say no, you shouldn't do it, and two, I mean, yeah, of course that you could say that, but
Yeah,
based off of human nature, the chances of that happening is more slim than none.
true. Hey, Dre says, I was that horrible man in my 20s. I
Hmm.
didn't know what to do. Hold on. I didn't know what to do. It was a bad choice. I was unprotected. And now, after many years, I regret how I handled the situation.
Hmm.
So, Dre, did you leave her hanging? Did you not cover your responsibilities as far as the father for that child? Were you in and out? I'm saying, like, did you
And no
base,
judgment. No
did
judgment
you
here.
base, did you base how you took care of the child by the access the woman gave you to her? Like, those are the type of questions I'm asking the guys.
Okay. Okay. So
Because
yeah,
though,
so Dre,
you
go
know,
ahead.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say just be a little bit more specific, so that way, you know, you can answer the question.
Yeah, because that's because Dre, that's the only way I'm gonna be able to give my perspective if I got some of the details toward it. Like, I'm not gonna judge you, bro. We all fall short. So
Absolutely
it's
not.
so I just need to know kind of a little bit of what happened in the situation, so I can give you an honest, I'm saying, perspective. Because I can't give you one if it's vague, because it might not even pertain to what you're saying. You feel me? So it's like,
Right, what he really means. And remember, y'all, we are on here giving y'all our perspective based off of our experiences that we have had in this lifetime. Okay, this is not certified, you know what I mean, information. This is can be educational, entertainment, and just take it as it see fit.
okay, so Dre says, I turned my back on her, but after
Okay.
deployment, I came back and she was not at the same place, so I could have a child, and I did not know. Okay, so you didn't know? Hold on, you didn't know about the kid? That's different then. If you didn't
So
know about
wait,
the
you turned
child,
your back on her before she told you she was pregnant or after? That's why we need some of the specifics because
yeah, because if you didn't know about the child, then this doesn't really pertain to you because you
hey
didn't
world
know.
free, how you doing? Yeah, so if you didn't know, that's different. But if it was a situation where which a lot of guys do, when the mom, when the person you're dealing with tells you she's pregnant, because of course she's going to find out before you do. So when she presents the information to the fella, that's when it's kind of like his representative that he's been holding on to for so long finally
Yeah.
leaves the room, and now the true him really shows up. And this is when you see if you're gonna have you a father figure for your child or if you're gonna have you a baby daddy. But to answer your question, I mean, I just feel like the I mean, yes, you just want to know you really want to know who you're doing things with, especially to the extent that you can have a child with this person. You want to get to know them as much as possible. How does it sound? I feel like I sound
No, I can hear you.
okay.
Hey, Dre just clarified it. He
Okay.
said no. He said no. Let me clarify.
Okay.
After she told me, I turned my back. But after deployment, I wanted to know and be involved.
Mhm.
Yeah, cause
Mm.
turning your back at that vulnerable time and then completely
Mhm.
vanishing will do
Mhm.
something emotionally to a woman, especially if she's carrying a child. So it's like,
And
yeah,
and and she's not playing about that child, and she loves that child, and now you done did her and the baby wrong. So it's that in that sense, it's kind of like your approach. When you approach, you can't expect it to be great, but your approach needs to be a certain type of way, and you have to be open minded and understanding in a situation like that, fellas. And you just got to come in soft and very gentle, and y'all need to work on y'all relationship first before you just want to just dive in to just, oh, can I see the baby? Oh, can I take the baby? You need to be able to rebuild that relationship with the mother of the child, regardless. A lot of people kind of want to dismiss the mother, especially when fellas get in relationships, right? They get in relationships and they're supposed to be like, you need to not talk to that woman. You shouldn't be talking to her like that. Like, y'all literally have children together, one of the most important things in your life, right? Together.
true.
And I should be able to speak with the father of my child as much as I need to, in reference to the child. But it's kind of like I feel like when it comes to relationships, they want to just act like, man, forget him. Just you know what I mean, or forget her. Like no, that's not the way that works. But that's what they do.
Yeah, you gotta have some type of working relationship with the person that you had kids with. It can't just be
Mhm.
like, okay, well, I'm not gonna talk to you. I'm gonna drop off and pick off. Kids feed off that energy. When they see
Mhm.
both of the parents is sitting there standoffish or they got some type of bitterness towards each other, kids can
Mhm.
literally feel all of that.
Mhm.
So yeah.
And it's
Oh,
sometimes. Oh, go ahead.
Amazing CJ said it's time and he's here.
Hey, CJ.
And then Dre was like,
Hey.
yeah, he was horrible. I can't excuse myself because I was shocked.
Mhm.
I could have handled it more responsibly. As long as you
Okay.
acknowledge that, that's all that matters.
And that's what hopefully now I pray at some point you were able to get that relationship with your child. I mean, I want to say it's never too late, but to another person it could be too late. You know what I mean? But it doesn't hurt to try.
Cole says people are so irresponsible when it comes to children and family. You got a point. It's because you know what? When it comes to children and family, we feel like we'll
Mhm.
always have ties to them. So we'll always have opportunities to fix it later on, or they'll just accept me because they're family. and it doesn't always work that way.
Hmm.
People, family will cut you off just
No, it
like
doesn't.
a regular stranger would. So
That's me. That's me. I'll cut you off.
you want to read
With no problem.
vibrations?
Oh gosh. Hey, vibrations. Okay, my ex had. Okay. I was shocked she would tell that because she has three baby daddies. Okay, I need to say so. I felt like a victim. Okay, so she had the abortion like
Oh,
without you knowing it, or like were you aware of it? Did y'all
Keisha,
talk about it?
we was just talking about that too.
Lucky to not be a father. Okay, he said he was lucky to not be a father.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought we was
Okay.
having. I thought it was like the conversation when I was like, the whole my body, my choice. What if the man wants the
Hmm.
baby, but she doesn't want the baby? She's
Right.
able to. I thought it was that type of situation, but
That's
I guess it
right. That's
wasn't.
what I'm trying to see. What is he saying? Is he saying like she aborted it and he didn't want her to, but now he's basically like, thank you God, I didn't, that she did abort because I would have
Yeah.
been in a crazy situation dealing with a difficult individual. So that's why we need the clarity. So y'all remember when you send what you send, try to make sure it's clear so that way we can answer it accordingly and we can give you the best response.
Yuki was good. Was good.
Um,
Welcome in.
Hey
Welcome in,
Yuki, how
Yuki.
you doing? How you doing? But yeah, so y'all, are you a baby? Not. Are you a baby daddy, fellas, or would you be considered a single mother? And if you are a man and you have kids and you don't take care of your children, if you would like to share with us, I want to know. I want to know what's that like. Like, what causes you to do that? What could possess you to just be okay with not seeing something that you created? You understand what I'm saying? Like, children are like they're jewels and it is your seed. Like, literally, it is literally a piece of you walking outside of your body. And who we choose to have those children with is it is what it is at the end of the day.
Tweety said she's a single mother.
Okay, okay. So what's her name?
Gemini.
Oh, Gemini. Okay, Gemini. So you are a single mother. So what have you tried at some point to to get to see if you would engage more or be involved with the children? And if so, was it a difficult process? Or did you kind of just kind of like, all right, you want to walk away from it, it is what it is. All right, where you at? I have no clue where you
Oh,
at.
it was right below single mother. He said, Bridget said, well, Vibration said, I liked her kids. That doesn't mean I'd have kids with her. Okay, I see what you're saying. I
Oh,
see what you're saying.
okay, so you liked her kids, but that didn't mean you had. But you got her pregnant, but she got rid of the child. And if you don't want to have kids with somebody, fellas, then and ladies, then we know what it is that we should do. If you know that a man ain't worth being no father of your child, but I guess he's worth a good time, then you make sure it stays a good time and it cannot even potentially get you pregnant. You know what I mean? So we have to be just more careful and more cautious. Don't be
Mm-hmm.
naive and don't think that, oh, I'm a go up in her and she ain't gonna get pregnant. Don't think it won't happen to you.
Be like,
Ladies, don't
be
think that
like,
it won't happen to you.
be in there like, how you get pregnant? I pulled out.
Now it's all her fault. We don't know where she got the Siemens from. If she did it by herself. I mean, they gonna make up all types of stuff to make the lady look bad.
Dream said, that's why after deployment, I thought of how my potential child could be. Oh, no, could feel. And I regretted my
Hmm.
choice in turning my back on the lady. That's
Hmm.
acknowledgement, man. You taking full
Yes,
responsibility.
yes.
And you said you came back and you wanted to be involved. So even though you
So,
stumbled in the beginning, or you may have made a bad or poor decision, you
mhm.
came back and you're trying to understand, redeem yourself.
So, as we grow in life, as long as you are showing growth. Now, of course, now when we are younger, especially if we don't have the proper guidance, because the people who are guiding us didn't have the proper guidance. So we're all just out here just figuring it out, and you're young, and there's certain things that we just do, and then later on in life, once you grow and you seeing things from a different perspective, you don't live within that regret. Let's say that when that happened, it was what it was. It is in the past. It no longer exists. But correcting that wrong, what you deem to be wrong, is really all that matters. And even if you have not ever apologized to that woman, even if you already apologized, maybe you should go apologize again and hold yourself accountable. Because at the end of the day, that's, to me, maybe that's really all the woman really wants you to do, is just hold yourself accountable for what you did and did not do.
Yeah. Gemini said,
That's
I
what I was
just
saying.
gave, she said, I just gave up on everything and raised her by myself. She is 24 years old now.
Okay, okay. Wait, the baby? Okay, so she's not a baby. You said she's 24 years old now, and I'm sure you did an amazing job. And this is what I'm saying. So when you got those baby daddies that don't wanna take care of their kids, everything falls on the mom, and as if the guy did not participate in the activity. I just don't understand why men choose to just say, you know what, I don't want that baby, I'm out. Like, how does that even happen?
Yeah, you got a point. You got a point.
What are you
Um,
laughing at?
but it don't mean that you, Gemini. It don't mean that you gave up. You did
Mhm.
what you did on. You did what you were supposed to do on your end. What he
Mhm.
was supposed to do is show up. So if he didn't show up, that don't mean that you have to stress yourself out by going above and beyond to try to get his attention, to try to get his assistance every single day. Sometimes you got to be like, hey, you have a child. I want you to be in this child's life. We don't got to be together. We can work this. We can work this out as adults. And if he chooses not to do it, then just go ahead and do what you did. So you did everything you were supposed to do.
Mhm. Mhm. And guys just really like to make it hard for the woman. It gets me how, like, a woman will, get pregnant, carry, well, y'all have the baby together. She's pregnant. She carries the baby. She give birth to the baby, or even before. The men already want to start with the shenanigans. The baby daddy already wants to start with the shenanigans. He want to go get himself a new girlfriend. Make sure that the baby mother that's pregnant, that she knows about the new girlfriend, something else that can possibly stress her out. And then, oh, you want to put the baby around this woman that the lady don't even know. And that's just a whole nother thing that a single mother has to deal with when it comes to the baby daddy who wants to be spiteful and be bitter and just want to make the lady's life worse, which also does not help the child at all if you're trying to drive the mother crazy. But I just don't understand why men do that. It's like when it comes to the men, it's like they walk away, or if they gonna stay, I don't want you, and okay, it's okay that you don't want the person, but then you want to go out and try and make her jealous. Now you want her to believe a whole nother woman gonna be around your child, and you don't want her to meet the woman, but you want the baby around her. It just be so much that guys be doing, and then they think that the woman is jealous over the new partner. But in some cases, women are. But in some cases, it's like, no, we don't play about our kids, and we don't know that person. I don't know the energy of that person. Do you know anything about that person? We are going to protect our seed at all costs. Don't take it personal, babe. We just need to know that whoever our child is around, we feel safe with them being around that particular person. You know what I mean? But that's
Yeah, they
something else that us
a lot of
ladies
times when
have
you
to
try to
deal
put
with.
all that, oh, you just jealous of what I got going on. That's why
Mhm.
people that's a lot of ego and insecurity that falls into play because they're not worried about you. The only thing they worry about is how you gonna treat them. I was like, you shouldn't be worried about none of that. If you and the
Mhm.
mom or you and the dad are not together, just focus on the child.
Mhm.
What does this child need? What can I do for the child? How can
Mhm.
I alleviate some of the stress off the mama or the mama? How can I alleviate some of the stress off the dad? If you can guys can
Mhm.
find out what the child's needs are and both focus on that, you wouldn't have no reason to even be mad at each other.
Yes, yes. And ladies, y'all don't be going out here dating a man who got a baby on the way, okay? Who has a baby? And I've done this before. Of course, I was very much younger, but Don't be dating a man that has a baby on the way. And I say this, and don't and then have unrealistic expectations. Let me say that. I'm not saying don't give a brother a chance that got a baby on the way, because he really may not be doing anything with that woman but taking care of that child, right? But just don't have unrealistic expectations, especially if you are a mom. We already know what is required of taking care of a baby. Don't be mad if that man got to go stay the night at his baby mother, his kid's mom's house, to help her with the baby throughout the night. That's just the way it goes. It is what it is, whether he's on the couch, on the floor, or whatever the sleeping arrangements are. But at the end of the day, it's like it's
I
all on the
don't know.
woman,
I don't know no man.
and the man can't help.
I don't know no man
What's
that's
gonna happen?
allowing they woman to be
Hmm.
staying the night with the baby daddy anywhere.
No, I'm not saying that the woman is in a relationship. She just popped the baby out, is what I'm saying. You get
Uh,
what I'm saying? She just popped the baby out. So when a woman is dating a man who has that's why I said a baby on the way. So when she brings that baby home from the hospital, all the work is on her if the dad isn't present to be in the house to help her. You understand what I'm saying? So women be acting like we don't know the process after having a baby and how difficult it can be when you go home and you hurting, especially if you got stitched up and all those things, and then you expect the man that you dating not to go help his kid mother with his newborn child.
yeah,
That does not make any sense. You want him to go over there and take the baby and bring the baby over there to you. This is a newborn child. They need to stay close to their mother and build with their father. Don't think that you can just come in between and think that you're going to dictate how he's going to be able to be there for his newborn child. That's all I'm saying.
people do that
If
all the
that
time.
if that makes sense, you understand? Because the child is what suffers. Who suffers? At the end of the day, that child gonna be your child. At the end of the day, the person you date and they might be there today and gone tomorrow, and you done missed out on being there for your child. Okay, your child who's always gonna be your child, and you missed out on being there for them all because you were in a relationship and you rather satisfy your partner than do what you needed to do as a father for your child
Yeah,
and to help the mother of your child with the seed.
I was in a I was in a relationship with somebody
I
that
want
was
to
like
hear
that
this.
was already pregnant.
Okay. Okay. This is interesting. I need some popcorn, y'all. Hold on. Go ahead. Let me
Ah,
sit up for this.
I wouldn't say full blown relationship, but we was cool or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think about it and I'm like, bruh, I would have been
Thank you,
pissed
sir.
if I was a child's father.
You said you would have been pissed. Well, did the child's father care? Like, was he a baby daddy? Was he?
He was trying to be there, but they wasn't in a relationship no more.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying, like, you still pregnant and you partaking in activities with somebody that's not the child's father.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
I understand what you're saying, and it depends because see, some of the men they don't even care for the child. So why the hell would they care what's happening? They probably say, "Let him take care of the baby." Let him take care of the baby. Maybe that's his baby. They probably believe now you the new guy and it's your baby. Like men are always trying to dodge their way. Hey Seven, how you doing? You said what am I drinking? I'm drinking this nice drink that I made.
okay, so Jay Honey said just making trauma for.
Hmm. Okay, I don't know exactly what comment he was on. You okay? Okay. I don't know what comment he was on, y'all. Okay, just make trauma for the mother and possibly the child later on too. Absolutely, I agree. Okay, the comment that you was on, I just read it. Just making
Oh,
trauma
you
for
got
the
it. Okay,
mother
okay, okay.
and possibly the child later on too.
Oh my
Absolutely. And it's
god.
like why do the man always create the trauma for the mama? I don't understand that. Why do they do that?
So
It,
I'm not the only guy that in dated a pregnant woman. Okay, 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 okay. I just want to make sure that I didn't have no problem with it. I'm saying it's just I just know
no,
that
I
if
mean,
I was the
do your thing.
I just know that if I was the father, I would have a big problem with my baby mama being in a whole situation,
Hmm.
while my baby is still in her stomach.
Well,
You
that
know what I mean?
means
Like,
you. Well, if that's the case, you need to stay close by her during her whole pregnancy, and just let her know, hey, we're not going to be together, but if you don't mind, I would literally like to be here for you during your pregnancy. Whether you want to be there to rub her feet, you want to be there to go get to make her food when her feet swollen. I mean, when she nauseous and she don't feel good, are you
but
gonna
what
be
about
there?
what she? But what about what she need to fix?
What fix? I mean, you already done created the baby. Is it really gonna hurt to do it again?
No, I know that's what I was talking about. I'm saying like, let's say we ain't if we ain't together and she in another relationship and she over there
Oh,
getting
she's in a whole nother relationship. Right,
she over
right,
there getting yeah she over there getting
right.
right while my baby is still
Hmm.
in her stomach. That's what I was talking about. I had a problem with.
That's why I'm telling you, if you get a lady pregnant, you don't give a man the opportunity to even do that. So therefore, you gonna have to just stay close to her and just let her know, I want to be here for you 100% during this pregnancy. I'm over here every day. What do you need? Then you don't have to worry about that because she's not gonna have another man around, and she got you right there catering to her every need.
I'm not. Hey, seven. I'm not even finna. I'm not finna read that
What's Southern say? I don't know where you are. Where's the
at
baby?
the bottom.
Oh, feeding another man. You know what? Stop, Southern. I'm not gonna read it either. I'm mad. I just read that.
Hey,
I
Dream. How
read it.
did
I
it
was
work out with
mad.
your
She was so rude. Go ahead.
Dream? How did it work out with your the pregnant Korean girl?
Excuse me.
Dream says, "Dang, Rodney, I did the same thing. I dated a woman from the Virgin Islands in Korea. She was pregnant.
Mm.
So I'm like, how did it
Mm.
work out?
I mean, yes, I mean, I say humans gonna be humans and do y'all thing. But if a man is concerned about the lady who is carrying his seed, trust me, more than likely there will not be an opportunity for another man to step into play and do anything with her. But if you get her pregnant and you neglect her, and during that time, women can be very vulnerable. You understand, and they may want that comfort and stuff that you're not willing to give them. So of course they're gonna go somewhere else and receive that, and that's okay, especially if the other party is okay with the fact that that person is pregnant. So it just depends on what you want as a human being, as an individual. Are you okay with dating a pregnant woman and also helping to possibly raise the child? There are men out there that are so okay with that, and they do it.
Yeah.
And whatever makes them happy, I think it's amazing.
So, fellas, the moral of the story: have as many kids as possible. No pull-out game. Going every.
I don't know if this is good advice. I don't know where he going with this, y'all, because he leaving out the
No,
part,
I'm
make
just,
sure
I'm just
he's
playing. I'm
going to
playing.
at least be
My
there to
real,
attend to these children.
my, my real advice.
Seven, don't laugh at him.
My real advice is just I'm saying value that woman, and if you want to
Mhm.
have kids with her, have kids with her. But if you gonna
Mhm.
have partake in those activities, then you got to know that there will be a risk of a child being a result. So if you know you
Mhm.
partaking in that, and a child comes into that, I'm saying, environment, you got to stand up, step up, and just handle your responsibilities, whether
Mhm.
or not you are with the woman or not. So
Absolutely. And men like to run men will always be, well, she does this and she does that and she makes it hard. Nobody ever said that it was going to be easy. I don't know why y'all fellas be expecting it to be a walk in the park. And if it's not a walk in the park and it breaks, I guess, your so called peace, you don't want to engage, but you have created a child that you have put yourself in this situation. You put yourself in it. So now you
yeah,
have to deal with what comes with that. And if you can work on your communication and possibly how you treat the mother of the child, that will shift the whole dynamics of your co-parenting relationship. So you just have to be mindful of how you treat that person and be mindful, how you treat her, especially when she's pregnant. A woman never forgets that. A woman, we will remember everything down to a T. Do you understand what I'm saying? To a T. When you do
sitting
us
there
wrong while
stressed
we're
out.
pregnant. You understand what
The,
I'm saying?
and the
Stand
last thing
no
you want your
matter
the last
what.
thing you
Yes.
want your the last thing you want a woman to be is stressed out while she's pregnant.
It
If we
seemed
being
like the
if
fellas be wanting them to be stressed out.
if
Yes,
we being
seven.
honest,
I
that's the
agree
last
with
thing you
that.
want.
And it
Shout out to
really is because go ahead.
no, I'm just giving a shout out to the 19 people that's in the chat right now. If you
Yes, shout
haven't
out
done
to
so,
y'all.
definitely hit the like button if you haven't
Hit
done
the
so.
like
Definitely
button,
hit.
y'all. Hit the like button. Hit the
And
like
if you got
button.
any
Run it
questions,
up. Run it up.
and if you have any questions, don't be afraid to speak your piece. Ask a question.
And don't be afraid to say how it is that you feel. Don't worry about what you think other people going to have to say about it. Your perspective is your perspective and your experience is your experience and you can only speak off of that, okay? So we're here
Exactly.
for all this. I want this to be a safe space, but people going to be people. So y'all, let's be as kind and respectful as possible. Oh, the
Exactly.
fellas, fellas could be stressing. Yeah, I don't understand why the guys, like when a woman tell you she pregnant, even if you don't want the child and you like, damn, my whole life gonna change. Don't you think she had that moment too? Like, you don't think that she had that moment too, like, oh my gosh, what the hell did I just do? Right. But I don't know why adults act so surprised. Thank you so much, Seven. I appreciate that. Hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you so much for the $10. Shout out to
Let's
Seven
go.
for the
Seven throwing
super
the money on.
chat. Yes.
Seven out here
Thank you
putting
so
money on the
much.
scoreboard.
Yes, thank you so much, Seven. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But yes, guys, y'all have to learn how to think before you act. Think before you speak. A lady tell you she pregnant, just breathe first. If it's not automatic like good news to you, just breathe first and just be mindful of your response because she's in the situation just as well as you are in the situation. And don't make her feel like she's a villain because she's the one that's carrying the child. Men will literally just start stabbing the lady in the back instantly with their child in her stomach, in her uterus. I do not understand it. I really do not. What Dre the Dream say? So for me being in my 40s, how account, I guess that's supposed to say, accept, I don't know, it's an error in there. Accept something a woman be if I reached out, if I found my potential child. Okay, so Dre the Dream, you haven't seen the child, like you need to find the child. Is that what you're saying? Put some money on my books, yo. Not put some money on the books.
Why do you think that is that when a man and a woman doing whatever they doing and the baby or pregnancy pops up, all of a
Hmm.
sudden there's an automatic disruption of whatever peace and harmony they had before that?
Yes, I would love to know that too. That is an amazing question. You could be doing so well with the person. You could be even catching feelings for one another. Y'all could be in an amazing space. And to me, it seems like it more so comes from the fellas. It's like everything is good until the lady tell you she's pregnant. Now you're looking at her like, oh, you're a hoe. Like, how dare you get pregnant on me? And it's like now all of a sudden you're not interested in her. One, sometimes guys like to say, I'm gonna just cut her off. Maybe she'll get the abortion because she see I'm not gonna be there. I guess that's that baby daddy that we talking about. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So guys use different tactics, to try to like gain control of the situation. But that is very true that the dynamics of the relationship, friendship, foundation, whatever it was that they had, it like disappears in a matter of a literally a second.
A lot of times they I hate to say this word, but they say they feel trapped.
So you obviously you was trapped up in there and you made a choice while you was up in there. So if you how do you feel trapped after you engaged in something that you voluntarily engaged in? And this is the result of that. Period.
Yeah.
That's like if you hanging out with the wrong crowd and they be into some stuff and you riding around with them and y'all riding dirty and you go to jail
I did not.
with them.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I
Mm.
did not know it was that many chats behind what I was already looking at.
I don't know where you at.
I scrolled all the way to the bottom. I just didn't know it was that many chats lined up.
Oh, okay, okay. But yes, I mean, you
Uh,
gotta be mindful of the decisions that you make.
Vibration says because he's forced to admit that he would never have had kids with her. Like in his mind, he's like, okay, she might be a good thing to have fun with, date,
Hmm.
even I'm saying,
Hmm.
even care for. But
Uh-huh.
overall, I wouldn't have kids with her.
Well, how dare you even part your mouth to say such a thing when you decided to run in up in there in a way that you could clearly make a baby? That just doesn't make sense. So you can't say, "Oh, I would never have had a baby with this woman," but then you put yourself in a predicament where you can clearly make that happen 1,000%. So it just doesn't make any sense. And fellas, why be okay with just putting a woman in that type of predicament to even send her to the abortion clinic? Why? Just avoid it. You get what I'm saying? Just avoid it so that way nobody is even put in that type of predicament, especially the woman.
Mm. Hey, it is what it is. Says she's important, and you interrupted her to talk about chats.
Hold on, what she say? Let me make
Uh,
sure.
they
Thank you.
said, "Hey, it is what it is." Says she was talking about something important, and you interrupted
Hmm.
her to talk about a chat.
Tell them. Tell them. I know that's right. It is what it is. Check them.
So it is what it is. Let me get your perspective on it then. Since you felt so kindly to drop some knowledge, let me get your perspective
Yes.
on what we talking about.
And thank you so much for engaging, babe. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. But yes, and she probably can relate to to what I'm saying, and it's very unfortunate that I just feel like women, who turn I mean, single mothers do go through a lot, and I'm not saying that it's not their fault because it's our fault too for even having a baby with a man that may not have been the best choice. But then it's like it's so many situations where men be tricking these women, man. I mean, y'all know how to pretend to be a damn character. As soon as y'all walk through the door, y'all put y'all character on, and y'all know how to do that for a long time. And then one day, all of a sudden, something shifts, and there you're like, I don't even know who this person is sitting next to me because his representative said, "I'm done. I'm out the door, and you finna have to be yourself."
A lot of people said it takes two. Um,
Hmm. Yes, for
kids.
sure, for
It
sure. It
takes
takes
two.
two.
Kids don't ask to be here, and 100%.
Absolutely. Hmm. Where you at? 100% will never
I'm listening
want
to that
to.
vibration. Like
You know what vibration?
I get what you
I
I get what
forgot.
you saying, but you got to think about it like this, right?
Hey, it is what
When
it
you
is. It's all
when
love.
when you put yourself in a
Hmm. All right, he froze. When you put yourself in a situation, you have to just accept what comes with it, babe. You got to know what the potential factors are. What could possibly happen? Okay, go ahead. I just picked up. And
oh no, I'm just saying like when you put yourself in a situation, you got to be aware of the outcome could be something less than what you thought. If you having sex
hmm
with a female, you know there's a
hmm
possibility that she can get
a
pregnant.
huge one.
Whether you want that possibility or don't want that possibility, you got to put that in your head,
Hmm.
and you got to use your big head, not your little one. That that could happen. So if that does to happen, and y'all
Hmm.
had let's say y'all had a conversation, regardless of what conversation you had, if she chooses to be like, you know what, now that I thought about it, I want to take this baby to term. You got to deal with the fact that you put yourself in that situation.
Absolutely. You have to deal with the fact that you put yourself in that situation and not sit up there and bash the woman because she's choosing to keep the child. Because you have to understand that everything is not just what you see in this world. Everybody just go based off of the visual. But there is literally things that we cannot see, but you can feel it. And there is such thing as the spiritual realm of things. And when you go into it spiritually, that's just a whole nother level. And that's something, guys, of course, you may never understand because you cannot bear the children. You know what I mean?
Mick Swagger says, this might sound
Hey,
pig
Miss
headed,
Sue.
but it's up to the woman to prevent pregnancy. Y'all be putting too much y'all be putting too much faith in dudes
Rodney, I
that
should have
ain't
betted money.
responsible.
I should have betted money on this. Now, listen, Swag, I like you. You one of my people. You always coming through. Shout out to you. But what you just said, that does not make absolutely no sense because then that is the male not taking accountability for something that he chose to participate in. You're just saying, oh, well, she need to watch who she sleep with. Men need to watch who they sleep with as well, baby. It go both ways. So if you have a baby mother, what that you deem to be, she's crazy and she's this, then you put yourself in that predicament. Thank you so much, Seven, for the gift. I appreciate you. Then you put yourself in that predicament. You have to take accountability. But Rodney, this is what I'm talking about. When the fellas like to basically blame the woman, it's her fault because she got pregnant. It's as if she cut your balls open and went in there and took it out and inserted it without your consent. You participate in it. This is what comes from it, and this is what it is. I'm trying to tell you. Listen. If you rob a bank with, if you ain't even got robbed a bank, you could be riding dirty with your friends. Like I said, y'all get pulled over. It's guns in the car. They don't care who held guns it is or drugs it is. You're probably going to jail too on some charges, and none of it belongs to you. But you are with the wrong people, and that's just what it is. So guess what? You're going to be held accountable for that. The judge don't give a damn that it wasn't yours.
That is something that both women and men need to be clear on. When folks laying
Yes.
up, when folks laying up, the situation is
Hmm.
planned, or we're dealing with a bunch of oops babies.
A bunch of who?
Oops babies.
Well, listen, that's the case. Us on here, we probably would be considered oops babies, whatever that means. I have no clue. How you got here, as long as it was willingly done and you weren't taken advantage of, it's just a blessing to be here and to be birthed. So to me, no baby is a oops baby, no baby is a mistake. They were all created and we were all created as we were supposed to be. But men, take accountability. It does not fall on a lady if she gets pregnant by a man, especially if the man come in and love bomb and pretend to be somebody that he's not and say he want to get married and have horses and kids and all these things just to pretend and to get what it is that he wants from her until he's done with her. And she's just going to believe that you are who you are presenting yourself to be. Because if she say you're a liar, then what's that? How can she prove that you are a liar? You can't just, oh, you're a liar. This isn't who you are. So, she's believing you to be who you are presenting yourself to be as a grown man. But clearly, we
Contraceptives.
messing with kids.
If you're gonna play
Hmm.
around, contraceptives,
Hmm.
condoms, and birth control every single time,
Yes. If it
because
was
the
just
what.
on the ladies, then they wouldn't make condoms. Those are for men. You put those on.
And if she talk about she don't take birth control, run.
But if she tell you, that's the part that matters. And if you choose to stay, you cannot be upset if something comes out because she's informed you that she does not any birth control. So I applaud the lady for being upfront and honest with you if that is the case. So that way you are aware yourself into and she's letting you know what it is. So that would be your choice. Now you have a choice. What's the choice? What you gonna do? You gonna wrap it up or you gonna shoot the club up? Which one you wanna do?
Kenya, what's good? Welcome from Detroit. I appreciate you for stopping by.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, and pulling out
Jamie,
don't
is that
work.
Jamie Green?
Anybody sitting there saying
Huh?
pull out, it don't work.
I mean, Rodney, are one of your kids here off of that method?
What off? Pull out?
Yeah.
No, 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 no. I did all
Oh,
mine.
okay. I thought, okay, God said we don't need to know that. So you froze. We might didn't need to even hear the rest of that. So let's just leave that where it's at. I just was wondering if that was something that you have experienced. That's all.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Okay. Well, yep. In that situation, yes, it could possibly happen too. And you can't say that the DNA test is a lie because you saying I went ahead and aborted the mission, but in all reality, that's still something that can fail as well. So even when you are using the contraceptives, the what's the names, they can fail as well. Just like you like, but it popped. Okay. You know that can possibly happen when you are engaging in that activity and that a baby can still come from it. So you just always have to keep that in mind. That's what I would say. So if there are any baby daddies out there, y'all kids would I'm sure really love to have a relationship with y'all. And I don't know if it's the selfishness. I don't know if it's just lack of, parenting or not being properly guided in life. But all of the children, especially when it's your seed, you don't even realize how precious that is to have a something that is you that lives outside of you. And you should really value your children, respect them and teach them and show them the way because they do. I want to say they are deserving of you, but you might not be deserving of them. And that is the problem.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the real
Not every,
problem.
not everybody deserves to be a parent.
So for all the single mothers out there, it's unfortunate, and they like to bash us and say we made poor choices and this and that and that. But like I said, men are really good at pretending to be something that they're not. They'll tell you they want to have kids and they want to do these things. Y'all could plan it. They was in on a plan. You had that baby thinking that dad is going to be the super dad that he was pretending that he was going to be. Now you're pregnant and you might be 6, 7 months in, and dad start acting weird. Now he start neglecting you. Now he changed his mind. Now he don't want the baby.
Yeah.
Now you're a single mother and he's a baby daddy that don't want to
Some
do nothing.
sometimes no matter how much vetting you
Hold
do,
on.
how much research you do, you'll never know who's who. You'll never truly know who's who until you get into that situation. Just remember that much. Men should make a down payment before baby. A down payment, if a village raised people were more generous, kids wouldn't even care about a father. That's true because you got a whole village to raise them. I love my choice. I was an amazing father when I was married, without question and without equivocation. That's good then. And you still an amazing father now, right? It didn't change, right? You said when you was married. So that means after the divorce or whatever, you're still.
All right, y'all. I'm so sorry. I had someone came to the house. I had to step away for a second. I do
The
not know
father
where
is the most
Rodney was.
important part.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm back.
Why, hey Sean, why would you say the father is the most important part? I just want to get your perspective on that. I believe fathers are important too, but I just want to know your
Mhm.
perspective.
The most important part. Hmm. I don't know about that. I don't know if I would agree with that.
Dre
Because the
says we
child. Go ahead.
Dre says we divorced in 2015. The girls are
Okay.
adults and unfortunately don't keep contact, but I'll always be there for them.
Mm,
I still pay their
okay.
insurance. That got to be tough
Okay.
as a man. It got to be tough for you.
Hmm. I'm sorry to hear that, Joy the Dream. I mean, maybe there's something that you could do to maybe try to shift the dynamics, to build a better relationship and bond with your girls. And you're going to have to be the one to step up and do all the planning and make all the moves. Don't expect them to do anything because you are the one who have to step up and show them that you really care to have that relationship with them in that way, whether you're calling more, even if they're not answering, but you just showing up anyway, you know, because you are in the wrong, which you hold yourself accountable for, and this is the consequences of the decisions that you have made. So you just have to rebuild that trust and the foundation of that relationship, I would say.
That's some sound advice right there, man. As as
Now you
as
gotta
the
show the girls
adults,
you.
as the parents, we still got to be the one to put our best foot forward. So regardless of even if our kids are adults, right? They're
Hmm.
still our kids. So us as adults, we got to be the one to show and prove and step up and
Oh,
all that stuff. So
okay. He said those were kids from the previous relate. Okay, so these are not your kids. Well, that changes everything. I'm thinking that these are your biological children.
but he
Um,
spent years loving these kids and all that. So it's kind of like,
So, okay, so with that being said, at the end of the day, it is their choice, right? Of course. And they know that you're not their biological father. And maybe because you're no longer a priority to their mother, they no longer make you a priority. Sometimes people are like, my loyalty is with my mom. So that means I can't talk to you,
yeah,
and unfortunately, if that's how it is, then that's just what it is because they may feel if they bond with you and you're not with the mom, then maybe they're doing their mother wrong. So it could be a little bit deeper than maybe what you may think. I don't know. That's just my assumption.
Drake. Drake says he has no biological kids.
Oh, okay, okay. And know that it's not too late for you as well. Don't focus on that whole number thing. Know that it's not too late for you. If children is something that you desire, then you manifest that and just be patient. Show them, not show them you're important. Okay, okay. Because most men do everything and get betrayed. Because most men do everything, Candy. Candy, what do they do? Most men, what do they do? I need to know because when we talk about what the men be doing, they be just causing a bunch of damage. They don't even want to be there for the birth of the child. Let's talk about that. You know, that to a mother, you know, when she's having your child and you're not there to support her, even if y'all are not in a relationship. You know, when it comes down to having that baby, everything else goes out the window. I'm sorry, I don't give a damn. You could be in relationships, you could be doing all that. When it comes to birthing your child, everything goes out the window. You need to just be there in that moment for your child and for the mother of the child who's birthing the child, you know, and just support her through that process. You know what I mean? But some guys will just leave her hanging, and then now she's in a delivery room. Some women by themselves don't have anybody, or maybe a friend or two that they do have to be there for them during that process. But the men will just leave you there. They don't care.
I'm gonna I'm gonna let you read the bottom
Where
comments.
you at? I remember you mentioned that when I first came in your show, Key, age is not important for me. Yes, we did speak about that. You know, don't focus so much on your age because with that, people think there are limitations. You know, like on this age, I can't do this, I can't do that. So don't focus on that. Just focus on the fact that you are living and you still have breath in your body and your body if your body is functioning the way that as it should and you're still able to make babies, then there's still a chance for you. Okay, let's not focus on that. And if you have to enjoy the rest of your days raising a beautiful child that belongs to you, trust me, it's going to be an amazing experience. Okay, it's going to be amazing and bring joy into your life. So don't focus on that. Some men did you dirty, huh? Oh, absolutely. Yes, I have dealt with guys that have done me dirty for sure. You know, guys who have pretended to be somebody that they are not. You know, I've operated off of trauma and just out in the world figuring it out as a young child on my own with my own traumas that literally that I've dealt with. You know, as a child and growing up. So, I was just operating off of that because I didn't have that proper guidance to go and work on healing and loving myself. So, during those seasons of my life, I have encountered some very poor people, yes. And when I say poor, I'm not talking about money, okay? I got one. Thank you
When
so
you
much,
said
Chicken
that,
Keisha.
I want you to recognize that when you said that to Keisha about, oh, she might have been done wrong, she didn't argue with you. She immediately took accountability and responsibility for that could be a fact. And then
Yeah. I'm sorry, y'all. He's breaking up in this moment. I don't know what he was about to say. But yes, I have no problem, you all. Thank you so much, Kendra. I appreciate it, babe, for the gifts. Shout out to you. Shout out to you for the 100 and the sparkles. Thank you so much, babe. Um, okay, Ronnie's coming back. Okay, go ahead. I
yeah,
didn't know. I can't finish
like
it.
we talk. I'm not just acknowledging the fact that somebody was like, oh, somebody must have did you wrong, right?
Hmm.
And you immediately took accountability and was like, yes, I am dealing with trauma. I did deal with
Hmm.
a situation that caused me to think a little bit differently or not to put so much faith and responsibility into everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So like you took
Hmm.
accountability for what you went through. And I was just acknowledging
Absolutely.
that. That's all.
Thank you. I appreciate that, y'all. Absolutely. And it really starts there, and guys like to guilt trip women, like, oh well, that was your fault. Oh well, you picked them. Oh well. Yes, we all pick them, right? And we all, we go through what we go through and we just out here figuring it out sometimes. And life just goes the way that it goes for you and just make it the best. That's all I'm gonna say.
Jamel,
Thank you,
I
Seven.
wasn't
You said I'm the GOAT.
Jamel,
Yes.
I wasn't saying you was arguing, bro. I was pointing out the fact that you took accountability for the statement that you had made. That's all.
Yes, I can. You
It's all
holding a
good, bro.
grudge. You have to let that. No, so I don't have a grudge on anybody, babe. Let me tell you something. You have to reserve energy within your spirit and your soul to hold grudges against people. When I tell you I am so at peace and I'm so happy in my life, I don't have time to hold grudges for people. I listen. Those who did me wrong, I forgive them and I love them from a distance. And thank you so much. I appreciate that for the go. I appreciate that.
Keisha
Shout
the
out to
goat.
you. Shout out to you. Thank you, Seven. Shout out to
Keisha the
Seven.
goat.
So no, I don't have any grudges held against anybody. I'm just speaking from experience. It's this is the conversation, this is the topic, and I can speak from experience. But no, I actually don't hold any space to hold grudges against anybody, because that would be me wasting my energy on people who don't really matter much to me, I would say. Thank you so much, Dre the Dream. I appreciate that. Is that a Sunday? Yes, a Sunday. Thank
They
you.
giving you trophies, they feeding you ice cream.
Yes, not they giving me trophies to see me ice cream. Thank you, thank you. Look, today is our free day too. We eat very well for 6 days, and then on a one day, I let the kids order food and stuff, y'all. So today is that day for them. So
Huh.
yes, ice cream would be nice. I'm not arguing. I was just question. Okay, you have read that. But yes, but
All,
no, there are no grudges being held at all. Y'all don't hold grudges on people. Just enjoy your life. Don't hold or reserve any space or energy for that.
so Jamel was like, right, but it's like all men are in one category with you.
No, they're not. It just depends on the topic that we're talking about. And that's why I always say all men. I'm not speaking about all men. We're never talking about all of anything, because I can only go based off of my experience and the people that I have had encounters with. Okay. I love men. Okay. I love people. I love human beings. Okay. I'm going to treat everybody the way I want to be treated. I have nothing against the male species. It's just all about you as a person, as an individual, as who you are at the core. That's all I actually look at. Is not a whole one box. I want to see each of you individually, and who are you as a person. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
Yeah, I wanna read two of these comments. Jamel says,
Okay.
also to add to this, this is a bomb ass podcast. Y'all keep up the great work. We
Thank
appreciate that.
you.
And what do you say? Vibration says, can we say we was both caught in the moment? In this
Hmm.
case, women get 100% of the shitty end. Vibration, I
Hmm.
need you to elaborate on how women get 100% of the shitty end
We
of this.
do. It's only if it's a man who's choosing not to be present, then we do get the end of the stick, right? But see, you might be looking at it from your perspective because you're there for your kids. So your perspective, that's why you might have to take a look at this from a different perspective, Rodney, because see, you are feeling a low weight because you know that that's not who you are. But there are a lot of men out there that are a particular way, and then the ladies end up getting the end of the stick. I mean, going through a whole pregnancy by herself. Could be her first child. She might not have any family. Who knows what the case may be or what she's going through emotionally? Just the hormonal changes that goes with your body. It's just a whole lot to it. It's a lot of things that you can't see. That the lady goes through, and then on top of that, the man is just kicking her and kicking her while she's pregnant. It's crazy.
They glad that you clarified that not all men are like this.
Yes, I always say this, you all. I always say this. I do not look at all men as the same. You'll never hear me say that, because people are going to be people. Everybody is not the same. I know who I am, and I don't know too many people that are like me, but I know that I do exist. So I'm sure there are more people out there who is as kind and genuine and as giving and loving as I am. So I know I don't meet many people like me, but I know that we are out there. So I do know that there are genuinely good guys out there. Have I encountered any of them? Unfortunately, I have not, because they say we are what we attract, right? And now I am no longer the version of me that I used to be, that would just settle for anything. I am a new version of me, and I just don't be playing about a lot of things. And my peace is one of them, for sure. I can't tell. Rodney, did you freeze? Oh, I couldn't tell if you
No, I
froze or
didn't. No,
not.
I was sitting here and I was just listening to what you were saying. So I kind of just stopped for a minute. Dre says,
Okay, okay.
Dre says, I honestly think that the uncomfortable conversation before intercourse needs to take place before it happens.
Mhm.
But
Yes, I mean, I agree.
you know what I say to that though? In the history of human nature, when are we gonna stop after we all hot and bothered and everything? You know what I'm saying? We in the moment. Who's gonna stop to sit here and say, before we get started, nobody's gonna do that. I would say
This is
maybe.
why you should just have the protection with you. So that way, that is your way of protecting yourself. Because you are right. I said I agree, but realistically, I agree. Like, who is gonna sit up and be like, well, you know what? Let's do this interview before we engage. The average person is not going to do that. So I mean, yeah,
An
the average
intercourse
person is not
contract.
gonna do that.
What, Keisha? What you think about intercourse contracts?
I want to see how many people actually take the time to fill out the contract. You're gonna have so many people who's filling out the contract after the fact.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, unless you're going to take it on that first date with you. But then on top of that, you don't want to make it about that, right? You don't want it to be about that. And you don't want the person to just want you for that. You want them to want you for who you are. And see, that's why we should take sex off the table in the beginning just for a little bit, because you really want to get to know the person that you are engaging with. Stop just looking at the physical. It's about all the things that you cannot see that takes time for you to actually learn about the individual.
So, like, let's say in the beginning, right, when you getting to know somebody, y'all dating or whatever case may be, right?
Hmm.
Do you feel that the man needs to be like treating the woman like she's his woman, or just as a friend?
When they are building a foundation, is that what you said? Okay,
Yeah,
so during the time of building a foundation, I would say that is when you are building your friendship and you all are just friends.
yeah.
So that's just what it is. Y'all are friends. So what you do with that particular friend is what you do. They don't owe you anything. First off, nobody owes anybody anything, but they can do what they want to do. Y'all are just friends. So if you capture that person's attention to the point where you are the only person she wants to talk to, and then eventually that leads to being exclusive conversations, you just let that naturally happen. But if somebody is really feeling you and they talk to several other people, they'll eventually stop talking to them if they have that one person that really actually captures them.
Yeah, that's true. I don't
And
know
you
who's
have to
gonna.
allow that process to happen. You can't try to get them to cut people off. If they're gonna cut it off, let them do it on their own. So that way they actually get to go through that and say, I'm really feeling this one guy. I don't even find myself talking to Joe anymore, or this person anymore, or Bill anymore. I'm always on the phone with this person, because that's what your spirit is gravitating towards. So you should allow that process to take place.
Dre
That's what I
says
would
so. Dre says, Are we agreeing to accept responsibility for unconscious decisions and then we handle things afterwards?
No, you're not unconscious. How are you unconscious? You know what's going on. You're very conscious if you are doing what you're doing, unless you got some type of mental issue going on and multiple personality disorders or something that you want to say that you got. Outside of that, you know what you're doing. You are very conscious. It's all about like you having that strength, that mental strength, and it's something that everybody don't have. And that's why a lot of people end up falling into holes that they should have never went into, because they were not using their brain properly and actually thinking logically. And now that
Falling
you
into
chose to,
holes.
and I wasn't calling the ladies hoes. I'm literally saying, you get
I
what I'm
know.
saying, but I'm not calling the ladies no names. But yes, but when you are making that decision, you are very conscious when you're making that decision, babe. You just so focused on what the flesh wants that you're not focused on anything else, and that's where you fall short.
Damn.
That's where you fall short. So we were agreeing to accept responsibility. Okay, you read that. Where am I at?
All the way at the
Okay.
bottom.
Not seven say he got two rubbers in his wallet. I'm glad that you do seven. Make sure they not expired. Keep that in mind, fellas. Make sure they not expired. We don't want to hear that as an excuse that you checked the date on the package after she told you she pregnant and you like, oh, they was expired. It's not your fault. No, so make sure they are up to date, okay? Make sure they are up to date. All right, because on one end it was said that in the heat of things we don't have exclusive influences and interference. You are conscious when you choose to have drinks. Don't have the drink. If you want to be able to stay in a phase where you consider I am conscious minded, then don't take yourself out of that element then. That way you won't end up making certain choices and decisions because you chose to consciously indulge in drinking. This is what I'm talking about. This person, listen, you going back and forth and really like seriously about this is lack of accountability. Lack of accountability. You are conscious when you are making your decisions. If you choose to smoke weed, you making that choice before you get high and you get in a different state of mind. You choose to throw back them shots before you throw them back, and you're in a reasonable state of mind, but you say I'm gonna do this anyway. So that's a choice that you made. You can't say, Judge, I was unconscious when I went in there and I robbed the store. What you think they're gonna say? Oh, well, we're gonna let you go because you wasn't conscious when you made the decision. No, you're gonna be held accountable. That's just what it is.
Moral of the story: fellas, either wear two condoms
Look at the chat.
or
Thank you,
go home.
vibration. What you say? I'm sorry.
Ain't no excuses.
Did you pop it?
How do you,
Y'all know what? Did he say did you pop? Hold on.
vibrations? Vibrations. Ain't no. I'm not even gonna read that.
Right, exactly. Listen, he trying to get you in trouble. But listen, y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all so listen, baby daddies, if you are a baby daddy out there, just I hope that you can grow mentally, emotionally, spiritually, so that way you can actually step up and focus on what is really important at the end of the day. And that is, the child. And if you have the baby with a woman that you can't stand, and the girl you have a baby with a man that you can't stand, or all of a sudden y'all can't stand each other. That's usually how it goes. All of a sudden, y'all don't like each other no more because you pregnant now. So now you just a whole different person to him. Just try your best to really work on being in a good place just for the sake of the child. Because the child don't deserve y'all drama and all the chaos y'all got going on. I don't know what happened to Rodney. Rodney, are you there? Okay, so you just froze on the screen, but I can hear you though. Yes, he froze on the screen, y'all. So I do apologize for that. Ain't no excuses. Go ahead, Rodney.
What he's saying is that at the end of the day, regardless if we know somebody, don't know somebody, think we know somebody, they is shit, they ain't
Mhm.
shit, is we in the moment. At the end of the day, if you put yourself in a position to where a child can be created, then you got to
Mhm.
accept the fact that it's on both of y'all and not just on one person. That's the bottom line of what we're trying to say.
Bottom line, no matter what the outcome is, whether she aborted, whether she keep it, no matter what it is, you know that you put yourself in a situation. This is a possibility of what can happen. I'm taking accountability for putting myself in a situation, and I'm going to do what I need to do for my offspring. That's just what it is.
Cause I've been in tons of situations with women I shouldn't have done nothing with, right? And
Mhm.
babies could have came out of those situations, and I would have been miserable, right?
Mhm.
Luckily, none of that happened. You know what I'm saying? But if you lay down with somebody, it's a possibility that you can end up getting pregnant. And if you get
And know
pregnant with
who you
somebody that
laying
you don't
down
want,
with.
huh?
No, I was saying like know who you laying down with. Like know if a woman don't want to have kids. Because what if you're that guy, like you said before? Well, what if I want to keep the baby and she wants to abort it? So you need to know, is that a person that even wants a child? You get what I'm saying? So that way you don't put yourself in that type of situation. Rodney, can you hear me? Because you froze again. All right, no, so he froze. He froze unfortunately. Let's see if he come back. Okay, say something.
I'm right here.
Yeah, so go ahead. I was just saying, like, know the woman that you're sleeping with. Like you said before, what if the father wants the baby, but then the mother wants to abort? But what if you have
Exactly.
a conversation with the lady and like, sir, I don't want to have no kids. Like, and if I was to get pregnant, I'm sorry, I ain't gonna be able to carry that child. I'm letting you know that right now. But if you actually ask the right questions, then there's certain things that you would know maybe before it even happens. So that way, like, dang, I got a pregnant and I want a baby, but I already know she's not gonna keep it because she told me that she already told me that that was gonna be the case, and I still slept with her and didn't protect myself. So now I gotta lose a child. So if you have you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Somebody said it's Jamil said it's not that simple.
What's simple? It can be as simple as you would like for it to be. It can be as you might have to suck up your pride, put your ego to the side. You know what I mean? Men like to always be, like sometimes you just gotta be uncomfortable to make things right.
Okay, so Dre says, so as we navigate intercourse, when does it need to be clear when we accept the child? Will we be coming, and are we purely reactive because adults aren't solid on their choices? That's to say, hey, look, that's $1 million question. And as men, we will never win that situation. So I would just be like, you know what I'm saying? If you don't see yourself having a child with that person, you
Don't
might
sleep with
not
her.
want to lay down with them. I'm gonna be honest, like,
Mhm.
because if you get yourself to that situation and it goes left, all you're gonna do is be upset and bitter and hold resentment to the woman. So
Hmm. And that be the problem. I think sometimes the men resent the baby daddies resent the single moms. They resent them for just carrying out the pregnancy and having the child. You know, I do feel like I can actually relate to that. I believe I am hated, just because I chose to keep a child, But
yeah.
I'm just really a good person because I keep it real with you. I let you know I don't do abortions. I'm not with none of that. There's never listen, if God wants to intervene, then I'll have a miscarriage. But something I do not do, I'm not stopping the heart beating of any child that is born within my uterus. I would
So
never
you
do that.
so
And
you
I
would
make that clear.
so you would have four more?
I mean, if I put myself in a predicament to get pregnant 4 more times, then I gotta deal with it. It is what it is.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. So I mean, I participated. The baby. I mean, the baby's created. I have to have it. That's just what it is. For me, that's just me. I don't want to intervene with God's creation. I don't want nothing to do with that.
If a man gets a woman pregnant and doesn't want her to have the child, she can steal and he would have to pay or be
Mhm.
responsible for that child. But if she
Mhm.
wants to have an abortion, the man has no say.
Mhm.
That's an argument that we're always going to have because I personally think that's messed up, but that's just I'm saying here or there or whatever.
That's the
And
situation you putting yourself in.
no, I know I'm saying, but overall, even if y'all plan to have a baby or didn't plan to have a baby or whatever,
Mhm.
or married and
Mhm.
she still chose to change her mind, at the end of the day, us guys have no say so in that.
I see it from both perspectives, for sure, for
So
sure,
that
for sure. But that's what comes with it, though. With the men, see, that's one of the things that the men have to know is that if I go out here and get a lady pregnant, I have no say so on whether she wants to keep that child. That's why I should watch who I'm sleeping with. That's why I should know. Is this somebody who wants a baby? Is this somebody who will even be open to it? Is this somebody who would be totally against it? So that way you are aware of where she stands with that. Even if she does change her mind later, like, hey, I want to keep it, but it's good to know if there's a woman that's like, listen, I'm not getting rid of my child. Or if there's a lady that's firm, like, I really don't want no kids. And I'm letting you know that if you get me pregnant, I'm not gonna keep the baby. I'm just letting you know that. So you just have to ask those questions, but a man is putting himself in that situation.
let me ask you a question, right?
Thank you
If
so
a
much, Terrence.
if a man and a woman had a clear, focused conversation and said, "Hey,
You
this
asked
is
me
what
this
we're
before.
agreeing on. We are agreeing
Hmm.
on this.
I
We are
remember this
going to
question.
have this child." And then
Hmm.
she gets pregnant. And then she's like, "Oh no, you know what? I changed my mind. I don't want to have a child." Would it be then okay if she still had to have the child because that's what they agreed on, and the man still wanted it?
I mean, I just feel like the baby should be birthed regardless because you created it, you played the part in it, and it is what it is. I don't feel like your life, your child's life should be based off of, whether I mean, of course it's based off whether you want it or not. But it's just
Yeah,
like when I think about me, if I wasn't wanted or if my mother made it to the abortion clinic, I wouldn't be here. And I'm so grateful that I am here. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I recommend that she have it. I mean, especially if you had the conversation with the guy and he wants this child, I think she has the right. to have his child. Now, if you don't want it, we want you to birth it. But I do also understand the pregnancy process, and it ain't easy, but you put yourself in that predicament. So,
True.
so
Terrence,
yeah.
shout out to Terrence for sending the silver star. We appreciate
Yes,
you.
thank you, Terrence, for the silver star. Shout out to you.
Smart
Yes,
enough
yes.
to smart enough
Go
to
ahead.
know there would not be many men willing to take that L. All your friends will clown you. You know she's going to tell everybody.
Okay, so this is when you don't worry about what people gotta say. Because that would mean you worried about what people think and what people gotta say, and you're focused on all the wrong things. We don't care what people getting clowned and all that. Nobody can clown you, okay, unless you feel like you're a clown, I guess. But you don't let people define you or your situation, so that's how I look at that. What about you,
Hey,
Rodney? What you gotta say about it?
oh no, no, I don't. I don't. See, I can't worry about what somebody else is talking about my relationship
Mhm.
because I'm in that
Mhm.
relationship. They not in that relationship doing something that's
Exactly.
clearly a crazy move. Then of course they gonna have their opinions or whatever. But at the end of the line, at the end of the day, it's gonna be on me. So
Mhm.
either I'm gonna choose to rock with it, or I'm gonna choose not to. But I can't let all that static interfere with decisions I'm trying to make with this person that I'm laying down with. So
Use initial intentions and clear and concise, and emotions overweigh that logic for the situation. We're indecisive. So are you saying that the lady is indecisive? The indecisive? I'm sorry. This is why I say all the time, I'm not on birth control. Has to be honest with you as well. Yes, ladies do need to be honest if you are not on birth control. But again, just make sure you are asking those questions. Guys, just make sure, don't hold the lady accountable for not telling you that she's not on birth control if you don't even ask the question. So if you ask, that's a whole different story. So just know you are being held accountable for not asking certain questions, for not
yeah,
getting certain information prior. That does make a huge hell of a difference, and you can have a better understanding.
true.
Okay, where we at? Key, be real. You are a grown ass woman. You telling me you don't know any women that have trapped a man. No, I don't know nobody who's trapped a man. That would mean I would know somebody who raped a man. Because if a man willingly participate, I don't know nobody who cut holes in anything. Now that right there, I would say she wrong, of course. So she's trying to, in that case, like if she cuts a hole in it and he's not aware, but maybe also he needs to make sure that she doesn't even get a chance to touch it to cut a hole in it. You take it out your own pocket, you open it your own self, and you don't even let her touch it. Okay, so that's a responsibility that you have to have. So no, I don't know anybody who's trapped a man. Everybody I know, the men has slept with them willingly, and yeah. So I'm
Yeah,
being
a
honest
lot
as
of
a
these
grown
situations.
woman. Okay, I don't know where he was about to go with that. A lot of the situations, but no, I don't know anybody. I can't say I know any man out here that was trapped. All I know is you was dating her once upon a time, yeah. You was sleeping with her once upon a time, yeah. And it's like she got pregnant, yeah. Okay, so I mean, yeah. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I feel in when you jump off.
I know I was saying. I'll tell you my YouTube channel in a minute, but a lot of these are basically conversations that need to be had between the man and the woman
Mm-hmm.
before they do any of this. But at the same time, whether you know who you lay down with or don't know who you lay down with, if we know as men that at the end of the day, women will get the last say when it comes to if the child is born or if the child
Mm-hmm.
is, aborted, you got to realize that if you put yourself in that situation, it can end up something that you don't like. So that's
Yes,
I mean that's
and
it ain't
exactly.
fair. I don't think it's 100% fair, but it's just the
Mhm.
reality of the situation. So
And it's just the reality of your actions. And that's the part that we miss because that's where the lack of accountability comes into play. It is a part of your decision making, it is a part of your choices. You can never point the finger at nobody else unless somebody is literally taking advantage of you, holding you down, got a gun up to your head, threatening your family. Outside of that, if you are willingly getting involved in things because you letting the flesh take over, then that is literally a decision that you have made and that you are putting yourself in that type of situation. I don't feel no pity for no man that puts themselves, or woman, honestly, that puts themselves in that situation. Now, the ladies, I feel for women, when men come in and love bomb or pretend to be somebody that they not, and they're really lying or playing, straddling a fence, or living a double life, and you have no clue. Some men come to you, they be married, and you don't even know it. I mean, I used to be on dating sites. They're married men. Find out they married a while later, and it's like, what? You were married and you're on dating sites? Like, you don't even be knowing these things. Sometimes men can really trick your mind if you allow them to. True. Be you. No, things don't go as we plan. Absolutely. It's an echo. Well, y'all, I'm gonna give y'all the 5 minute mark right now. We actually went way past that 5 minute mark. But yeah, so this is the 5 minute mark right now, y'all. So if there's anything that y'all would like to say to get in, if it's somebody where your comment is so important, you can send some gifts or a super chat. We will definitely make it a priority to answer. But y'all, we have 5 minutes left. And if you want us to go over, then y'all gonna have to send some super chats and we'll give y'all extra. I'm gonna say 5 minutes per super chat. But other than that, y'all, we are getting off in 5 minutes. Actually, it was supposed to be an hour podcast, but we've been going for about an hour and 30 something minutes. So yeah, but it's all good. It's all good. My baby is doing good out there.
Definitely hit that like button. If you have not done so before, hit the like button. Hit the like button, y'all.
Yes, y'all, hit the like button. Hit the like button within these 5 minutes. Um, Great show, y'all. Thank you so much. I appreciate that,
Oh, okay,
Jamil.
okay. So
Oh, tell them your channel.
my channel was Rodney 1472. So in case you didn't, in
Rodney,
case you
what
didn't,
is it? Rodney ninth. What is it, Rodney?
Rodney
Ninth.
1472.
Rodney 1472 is his
Hey,
channel.
vibrations. Write my channel in the chat real quick.
Yeah, por favor. Yeah, celibacy matters. It is 100% effective. Now, that is the one thing that is 100% effective. And if you end up pregnant, that's because God, you clearly Mother Mary or something, right? But
Yeah.
outside of that, if you do not participate,
So there goes
then
my
there will
channel,
be no
y'all.
baby.
For
Okay,
those that are
yes,
looking for it,
Rodney 1472. Y'all go and subscribe to Rodney's channel, y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. I pray that you all have gained some type of insight, some different perspectives, some type of understanding. Maybe we gave some advice that you might feel like works for you. Again, y'all always remember that this is just us speaking from our perspective based off our life experiences. None of this is we going to say facts or stamp. This is just us having really good educational, knowledgeable conversation.
yeah, pretty much.
That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, Green definitely going in. So okay, so shout out to Jamal Green for subscribing to Rodney's channel. Shout out to you. Hey from Italy, how you doing? How you doing, y'all? I thank y'all so much.
Shout
Those
out
who
to
came
Italy.
through, those who sent super chats, those who sent gifts. We appreciate y'all. And I don't know if we need a part two. I feel like maybe we did pretty
No,
okay with
I
this.
think we sum this one
I
up.
think we I think we summed this one up, and the conversations we are having, y'all, I feel as though these conversations need to be had. And again, hopefully we're able to help people, and listen, you don't have to listen to us if you feel like, oh, we're not in relationship. So how can y'all give any advice on anything? Listen, we are speaking from experiences. So just because we're not in a relationship in this present moment does not mean that we have never been in one and can speak from a relatable standpoint. So just know that. So, and it's not that we're giving advice, we're just again speaking on our experiences and maybe ways that we
Definitely.
could have reacted in a better way or a different way, or so it's all about how you look at it. But you don't have to listen to us, it's your choice. It's always your choice. This was pretty clear, Dre the Dream. Yes, I think it was pretty clear, y'all. Yes, great combo. We don't have to agree on all, but great topics. Yes. And know that we're all not going to always agree. And that's
Yeah,
okay. And that's what make it interesting. But Rodney,
definitely.
did you want to say something?
Oh no, I could piggyback on what you said, but you pretty much said it all. These
Okay,
conversations are
okay.
uncomfortable. These conversations
Yes.
are uncomfortable, but they need to be had sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Hmm.
just a lot.
Okay, so I don't know,
But
y'all.
other than that, I'm
Okay.
saying I had a solid conversation. Everybody had pretty respectful points of views, and that's all that matters.
Absolutely.
As long as we
And
can
y'all
respect
move.
people,
Yes. Absolutely. So I'm going to leave y'all with communication, y'all. Communication is the key. And I want y'all to know this, okay? You must communicate effectively. A lot of people will go to their homegirl or their homeboy and go and spill all of the problems, but then your partner don't even know what the problems are. So don't hold people accountable for something that they know nothing about, okay? They can't read your mind. They don't know why you pissed off. You think that they should know, but they don't know. So you have to hold yourself accountable to communicate and have those uncomfortable conversations if you would like to have a proper, effective, loving, caring relationship. So communication always 100%. That's what I would say. Rodney, did you want to say anything before we go? Did you want to read any comments? I thought you and Rodney. No, Rodney and I are not together. Okay, so Rodney and I have never met. This is a fun fact. We've never met in person.
never
We
met.
literally met here on YouTube, and we decided it was actually my daughter's idea, Kaylee, who this and her page is Lifestyle of K and K. Y'all go and subscribe. It was her idea for me to reach out to Rodney. He was actually one of my supporters on my channel. And she said, I think y'all will do good at doing a podcast together. Because I said I wanted to do a podcast, but I don't have a partner. So him and I have never met in real life, but we have been communicating over the phone in reference to the podcast. So yeah,
Pretty much it. Well said.
yes, yes. So no, we are not in a relationship. As far as I'm concerned, Rodney is single. I am single. And we're just living our best lives. I mean, I'm living my best life. I don't know about you guys.
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right.
Listen, okay. Drop them jewels, key. You go, girl. Thank you so much, Green. I appreciate you not in your Martin voice. Lifestyle with K and K. Thank you, Dre the Dream. Yes, y'all go and subscribe to my daughter's channel. I'm husband pretty. Okay. Thank you. But all right, y'all. So if there's nothing else that need to be said, I want to thank. We would like to thank y'all so much for coming through. We greatly
Definitely.
appreciate y'all. If y'all have any, let's take this last 60 seconds. If y'all have any podcast ideas, let us know. Y'all drop them in the chat. We want to give y'all what y'all want. So if there's any particular topic or conversation y'all would like to have, please let us know. If not, we're gonna come up with something and we'll have that for the next episode. Okay. So let's just take this time out. If you all don't let them fool you behind the scenes.
Vibration.
Vibrations is a mess. I am all the way in Costa Rica. Rodney is all the way in California. Okay.
Somebody said
Um,
he said K coming in like Candyman.
y'all are crazy. Okay. Yes, vibrations is tripping. Vibrations is trying to make something that that is not so bad. I don't know what vibrations is trying to do. But yes, in the moment that's where it's at. But y'all listen, it is possible. You don't even have to know a person physically in person to even do a podcast.
True.
Let's thank God for the internet, and hopefully one day we'll actually meet in person, eventually. I mean, if this gonna keep going and we're gonna
Then they
continue
really gonna
having
have something to
podcasts.
say.
Exactly. I'm sure at some point, maybe he'll come to Costa Rica. I don't know. Okay. But I don't care to go to the US. So if not, it's gonna be strictly here on YouTube. So I want y'all to know that. Not who's gay in the chat. Let's stop it. This surprised me.
He's
Vibration, just stop it.
he said this
Go ahead,
surprised
y'all.
me. That's
Listen. I mean, but it's facts,
vibration.
y'all. But
Hey,
anything
vibration's
is
trolling.
possible. Yes, vibration
Vibration's
is
trolling.
trolling. But y'all, we want to thank y'all so much for coming through to the podcast. Y'all get ready to hear about the next topic and the next podcast coming y'all way next Sunday. I'm not sure what the date is yet, but we will have that advertisement coming your way very
Definitely.
soon. Again, y'all remember Keisha said it and
Rodney Minute.
Rodney meant it, y'all. We holla at y'all next
Hold on,
time.
hold on.
Peace
We got, hold
and
on. We got to do that.
light.
We got to do that again. We got
Oh,
to do that. Hold on, hold on.
okay. What
Say it again.
happened?
What did you say?
Keisha said it and
Rodney meant it, and y'all damn sure heard it.
y'all damn sure heard it. So we holla at y'all next time. Bye.
All right, y'all have a good one.